Another week has gone by and we're back again. Of course, it's 5 topics of life and we're counting. And why are we counting each episode? Because this is episode 5. Because Sparty and I are really, really excited if we can get to 10. That's double figures for those people out there that didn't go to school as long as me. Number 5. What did we talk about last week on 5 topics of life? This is a little podcast where we discuss life's issues. Some mad, some meaningful. Last week we talked about drive-thrus that aren't drive-thrus. They take your money and put you in a waiting bay. Adult scooter riders, no matter how good you look, you think you look, you're still a knob. Food on timber. We talked about a lot of things, arguments between partners. I say a very good morning. Interesting topics today on 5 Topics of Life. It's been an eventful week. I've laid turf yesterday for a little school. Amazing. I'll get to that a bit later. Good morning, Sparty.
Morning, Rich. How are you? Yeah, I've had a good week, and I did see that you'd laid that turf, and well done to you and all involved. It's great when you can help out the community, of which you do a lot of it. Mate, can we... I've had a lot of good feedback since last week.
What about?
You started off with a joke at the start of...
What did I tell last week?
I think it was... I can't remember, but it was funny.
A great joke?
It was excellent. It stayed with me. I reckon you got another one in you. Throw one at me.
Well... I don't know. Do we want a short joke? Do you want a long joke?
No, long.
A long joke?
Yeah.
So I was gonna start with a short joke, but now that you want a long joke, let me tell.
Well, longish, medium.
I'll tell you what. A mate of mine, Barry, and his wife, Belinda.
Oh yeah.
Belinda, is that all right?
Yeah, that's all right.
It was their 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
And she's been a bit of a straighty 180, and she said, "Baz, tonight for our 30th anniversary, I'm going to take you to the local strip club." And Baz said, no. He said, "I'm not into all of that." She said, "No, it'll be a good laugh for us, and I know that you're a little bit like that." She said, "You'll enjoy it."
Yeah.
So they jump in a cab and they get down to the strip club, and as they're walking in the door, the doorman says, "Hello, Baz, good to see you, mate. How you been?" She looks at him and she said, "How do you know him?" She said, "He plays golf at the golf club. I see him nearly every Saturday." Oh, she said, "Fair enough," and all that. They finally find their table right near the stage, and they sit down. The waitress comes over and she says, "Hello, Barry." She said, "I've already got a schooner new on the way." She says, "Can I get you something, darling?" And the wife looks, "And how do you know her?" He said, "Well, she's the barmaid at the local golf club." And she said, "Oh, fair enough." Well, 3 or 4 minutes go past, and then the beautiful stripper comes out, and she comes down off the stage. She turns her back, and she says, "Barry, undo my bra with your mouth like you normally do." Well, with that, the missus slapped him across the face, and she charged out of the strip club. She jumped into the cab right at the front door. Barry followed, obviously running fast, and just before the cab left, he jumped in the back door and sat next to his missus, and she was still screaming her head off, going Burko. And the cab driver turned around and said, "Geez, you've had a nice bitch tonight, Barry."
Poor Barry.
Oh, poor old Barry.
Poor old Barry.
You're probably expecting a little joke like, "What is red and smells like blue paint?"
Yeah, I don't know. What is red and smells like blue paint?
Red paint.
Right. Is that all you got, or what?
That's all I got today. That's all I got today.
Let's get on with it.
There's no... There's no more. I found a site where there was some funny ones. And
Right. What's it called? You joke.
What is the resemblance between a green apple and a red apple?
Not sure.
They're both red except for the green one.
Right.
Now, first topic this week.
Now this is serious.
And this just doesn't go for shopping centres, but you can...
No, anyway.
Shopping centre walking etiquette.
Yeah. And what it encapsulates is it's not just the walking, because that's bad enough. I'm a firm believer in that you bring to whatever town you're in, whatever country you're in, to whatever side the cars drive on the road,
100%.
You copy that in the shopping centre. It's pretty easy.
Full agreement.
It's easy, isn't it?
And if you're walking down the right and the shops are on the left, you wait for a gap
and
before you walk across.
Yeah, you merge.
100%.
Some people use blinkers, but anyway. Right, so I think that's easy. That's just a given, all right? Now, what the big problem is, and you're upset about this, as is Mr. Ives.
The mid-stoppers?
Mid-stoppers.
Mid-stoppers.
So this is particularly bad in shopping, in grocery aisles.
Oh, just mid-stoppers.
So you've got 2 people presumably coming from either way with a trolley and with a couple of kids in tow, and then they decide, "Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Daphne.
I haven't seen you for ages. How's Bill?" Right? And they just block. You can't even get through the aisle. So they're having their talk. They've done a mid-stop talk, and meanwhile, mate, you're calling tow trucks because it's back.
Yeah, it's...
Look, I'm happy for people in society to talk to each other. We should talk. We should be happy, but not in the middle of a shopping centre roll.
Why can't if you're in a car, you just can't stop in the middle of the road?
No, you know what? That's very.
You know
good.
what? Signal each other, pull into the side street.
In.
You know, in a shopping centre, signal each other, pull into the next aisle.
You know what they should have?
On the side.
They should have breakdown bays.
They should have breakdown bays.
In shopping centres, there should be a breakdown bay.
I'm going to suggest this to Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, any other supermarket, Costco. I've never been to Costco. You been to Costco?
No, mate, I don't do that. I'm not going to line up for 23 hours.
When my wife and I used to do the 4 tracks for kids to rate, which
that makes sense.
Give my wife a rep, raised about $5 million for
a good egg, Kay.
She's wonderful. No, she used to go to Costco to buy all the stuff for the
that makes sense.
Fundraisers.
But if I want to, I don't want to line up all day.
I agree with that.
Say
breakdown bays, or we could call them conversation bays.
Well, yeah, call them. Yeah, CBs.
Yeah. Catch up bays.
Catch up, CUBs.
Yeah. Catch up bay.
So,
hello, Mary. How are you? Good, thanks, Duffy. I'll see you in the next CUB. Okay, then they pull into the next CUB with the trolley.
Yeah, I'll tell you where.
You have a little chair there for the kids to sit on.
Yeah, and an iPad.
Playground.
An iPad. They can just sit there and play. Jesus, we solve some problems with the world here.
I tell you what,
it wouldn't cost much either. Yeah. You reckon? Because people, you can go to a film now and they have where the mums can put the kids in a play like a creche while they watch the movie.
Can they?
Yeah, there's a special name for it. I can't remember what it is.
They try to bring that in at the tabs.
Yeah,
and apparently unacceptable, but they do it at a racecourse.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we're onto something here.
It's like my mate and his wife, and they finally had kids, and she said, "Do you want to go?" She suggested, "Let's go to the races for a family day."
Right.
They got there, they walked in, he showed her where the rides were and the little animals.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got back to pick him up to leave. The following Saturday, he said, "Do you want to go to the races for a family day?" Yeah. I can't use that language on him.
No,
he doesn't go with that.
It's a type of thing you only get away with once, that isn't it?
Yeah.
When we should cover that. A setup excursion.
Many years ago, there used to be, they don't have them around, and these people mightn't realise this, the older people, Freddie Hastings will be listening, he'll know what this is.
Oh, yeah.
A gymkhana.
Oh, I've heard of those. Yeah.
So what a gymkhana was many, many years ago, they'd have in the middle of a trotting in the infield, they'd have a Ferris wheel going around and there'd be a trotting meeting on.
Yeah, right. That's a gymkhana.
It's a gymkhana. It's a fair, yeah, please. No one goes on the Ferris wheel, it just goes round and round, and there's a trotting meeting with 10 bookmakers.
A big hello to Freddie. Jeez, he's in good form. You heard he's calling lately? He's absolutely on fire.
You know what? I worked with Fred and I worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You've been the top echelon of people I've met as a person.
Yeah, I've never met him.
There's one thing I totally dislike about the gentleman.
He follows the
talking about Fred Hastings, of course, the number one trot caller in Australia and for Sky Racing. Yeah. What do you think's the one thing?
Yeah, he follows the Roosters.
Yeah, the Roosters. Yeah.
You know, I reckon, and I'll tell you. I
remember Nick Pillai I was at a table next to. I tell you, I was at a restaurant one day and we yelled out, "Fire alarm, fire!" and everyone charged out.
Yeah.
I was at a restaurant down at Woolloomooloo one day, and Nick Pillai was at the table next to me.
Yeah.
I yelled out, "Salary cap order! Salary cap order!" and he charged out.
You know, the only thing Freddie
Eddie McGuire was at the table next to me one day, and I yelled out, "Choke! Choke!" And it was the Melbourne Stars, Collingwood, they all charged out.
The only thing Freddie needs in New South Wales, I think the only thing that Freddie wants is a sprint lane. You know how the Melbourne guys get to say it. You know, here they're coming up to the Up Adelaide sprint lane. You imagine him. You imagine him. Yeah, sprint lane. Yeah. Anyway, hello, Freddie. Right.
One thing about that walking etiquette.
Yeah.
Have you noticed when we walk at night, and my eldest daughter and I walk at night, we're walking along a path, and I'm not racist, but there's certainly one nationality that just think it's their goddamn right to take up the whole path. It's not where we walk.
Hello to all our Irish listeners.
It's not. Mate, they're at the pub drinking. But so my daughter and I, and we used to walk around them all the time. Like they'd be 4 abreast across the whole path.
You split.
And eventually I just said to Jess, you know what?
Yeah.
Tonight's the night.
Oh, right.
There is none.
Right.
And Jess and I, to their credit, you can fit 4 across. She come in behind me, and the 4 of them, the ladies, never moved. Let's just say
contact.
One lady.
Was there contact?
Oh, yeah. Full straight on barge. She fell over.
Right.
I said, darling, I apologise. Well, actually, I said, I don't apologise. Yeah. I said, you've been doing this every night. I said, you are the most rude person. I said, why wouldn't you walk onto the grass?
What'd she say?
Picked the gloves back up, put her gloves back on and walked away.
Sun hat
at night. I wear sun hats at night. Radio number 2.
Yeah, well, I think we need to, seeing we've just talked about aisle and stopping shopping centres, the obvious one is to revisit one of our great ones from the past, the line talkers, because they go hand in hand, don't they?
Line talkers. Mm. So if you don't remember this, we talked about line talkers a while ago, and it's like, you know, when you're standing, like you might even be just at a lift,
Yeah.
And they're the rule. They're the people that are first class line talkers.
Yes.
Because the lift's so quick, yet they try and strike up a conversation with 3 or 4 people before the lift even gets there.
So you say, I say they're clever because you've shown to your fellow worker or whoever's in the building that you are a convivial type person. Hello, how are you?
Mate,
it's a non-committal.
I was at a hotel, just like staying at the Gold Coast. My kids and I, the lift's coming up, and this lady just wanted to start talking to us. Like, darling, we're about to get in level 4, go down, and we don't see each other again. Yeah. What are you doing today? I said, does it really matter?
Is that what you said?
Well, I said, does it really matter? Like, I'm not being rude.
Yeah.
We've got board shorts on. We've got sunscreen. We've got 4 towels.
You've got
and
your
my,
boogie
my
board.
2 daughters have got boogie boards.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, what are you doing today? Yeah. I said, we're just going out for lunch and then we're going to go and play football. I said, what do you think?
Go to the library.
She said, oh, it's a nice day for the beach. I said, well, there's a suggestion.
So on the opposite of you, and this is what we said before, I think in context, a line talk can make someone's day. That's what I think. I think you can bring a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness into somebody's life just by simply saying, hello, yeah, we are going off the beach barrel, or you're in Coles, and you look and you go, oh, you bought the Bataki ham.
The what? The Bataki?
Bataki. I normally just go for the double smoked deli verge, and then they say yes. Well, I like it with camembert, and you say, well, I like it with camembert and a bit of a gherkin spread.
I don't know camembert. Is he a nice bloke?
Yeah, he's a good bloke. Kevin, his brother Cam and Bert, they're brothers. You got them mixed up. No, I think there's a place for it in society, and I will keep trailblazing line talking.
I tell the line talkers I dislike, or the line conversations.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in it, like, not many people go to a bank, but I still go to the odd bank, or if we're at the supermarket, when the person who's getting served decides to talk to the cashier or talk to the bank teller when there's a line.
Yeah, no, that's...
And like, I was in a bank 2 weeks ago, and I said, and I'm standing there, and I reckon they were just, and I said, excuse me, I said, I know you as a friend. I said, but can you just stand aside, let us get served, and then come back and I said, well, darling, we've got things to do.
Yeah.
They just think it's holding up. It's like someone, they thought I was rude, but it's like someone sitting at a red light and saying, I'm not going.
I'm not going anywhere. And then what was funny about that, I mean, she obviously didn't hold a grudge. You withdrew 150 in $2 coins. We'll see you later, Mr. Calendar.
We've got no notes today. I'm
sorry about that. Yeah, no. I think it's different if you're bringing a paid employee into the line talk. That's different. You're going into a whole different area there.
Yeah, right. Now listen, let me get to the next topic.
Yeah.
People who treat their pets better than their partners.
Mm.
And I want to start it off by just saying one thing.
Yes.
And I've had pets.
Have you?
If I hear, and I say this with all due respect, and I'm not trying to get too heavy, but if I hear one more idiot, and I call you an idiot because I think you are an idiot,
right,
say when their pet dies, it's like losing a member of the family. If you ever said that near me and you survive, I'd be charged with assault.
Really?
If you die, I'll get charged with murder.
When was the
like losing some part of the family.
When was the last time you had a pet?
It's irrelevant. Comparing a human being with an animal, and that's what they're doing. Yeah. That's what they're doing. Yeah. They should not be allowed to breed themselves.
Okay, all right. Put that aside for a minute. When was the last time you had a pet? Because when I came over to look after your joint over the holidays...
We had a pet.
I had dramas because I went looking for the dog to feed it, and then you told me I was just joking. No dog. Well, when was the last time you had a dog?
When the kids were young, but unfortunately had to because they both their skin like...
So, within the last 10 years?
Yeah.
What sort of dog was it?
Little dog.
Yeah, what was its name?
Proey.
Proey. Yeah.
Proey.
So now that's what I wanted to get to because...
And I grew up with a dog called Maggie.
Right. So you've got me mid-sentence because I believe now that it's the reason that people think they're part of the family and treat them like that is that pets now are all called human names. Have you noticed that? So Kevin, in our house, Hazel.
Ours was Maggie. You know why?
It was a magpie, black and white.
Black and white.
Yeah.
And Proey.
Yeah, because it was named after you.
Because when we got it, we rescued it, and my wife was trying to look for some love, and she thought she'd married me, which my nickname was Proey. And she said, "Well,
I'll try again."
No, you know what? I know you can love animals and all that, but I just get very, very upset when someone says it when they try and compare an animal to a human being. Yeah. Like, if you go to the polls and vote for a dog to be Prime Minister, well, then I'll start listening.
And we'll get a better result than what we've got now. In my house, it's not.
Well, what about PETA, whatever, the protection of animals?
There it is.
Yesterday they had to go at one of the great Australians, and Steve Irwin. I tweeted Scott Morris and Bill Short, and I said, Scott, here's a chance for you. Yeah. Come out swinging. Yeah. I said, and if you don't, Bill,
you have a go.
Have a go.
Yeah.
Do you like politics?
No. I met we won't name names, but I was with you the other night and met a good fella who's had a bit
He's a terrific bloke.
Had a bit of a tough run of late.
Oh, I don't mind mentioning.
Okay.
I like Luke Foley, the former leader of the Labor Party.
And as you know, I've got I do my TAFE course on Tuesday nights in psychology. And I just genuinely, all jokes aside, I genuinely felt sorry for the bloke. The election coming up, he's just completely shattered. Put aside whatever he did, which I don't exactly know all the ins and outs of. But you just see a bloke who's
I like him as a person. He's done a couple of favours for people that I've known in relation to the community. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, no,
nice bloke.
I judge everyone by the way they treat you and the way they come across.
How did he treat Lennni?
Like he was best mates.
Yeah, all right.
And you can't do anything for him.
And that's hard work. That's what you think. Ongoing negotiations, they call it. What were we talking about? Pets, yeah, because in my joint, just quickly, we'll move on. The cats get spoken to better than what I do.
Yeah, well, that's spoken to. That's okay.
My wife dead set thinks they understand what she's saying.
And she's a teacher of the next generation of people.
Oh, not only that, an overseer of it. Like the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, I wish my kids were going to that school. Now, what about this topic? What about this last topic?
Yeah.
When you're travelling on a plane.
Yes.
And you're asleep and you miss the food service.
Yeah, I saw this happen. And
I've seen it happen 700,000, 260
No, but
times.
the reason it's on here is it was only an hour trip back from Melbourne, so I thought to myself, well, that doesn't matter because
so let me just say one thing. As you're going, does it make a difference if it's an hour trip to, say, a European trip?
Yeah, it does, I think.
20 hours?
I think because if you're on the plane for 20 hours or 16 hours, you're going to get hungry. And if you miss that...
Well, thanks for that.
If you miss that meal... I mean, if it's me, I'm saying wake me up. Give me the cheese. Give me the cheese. Give me the apple slices before I go. Well, we've already gone. I want to be woken up. And this person didn't get woken up.
I think it's different. Like if you're on a longer trip, you want the sleep. You can get on a longer trip. You can get service when you require.
Where are you up front? Eh?
Well, can I tell you? When we went to Europe, my kids went for a walk down there. You know, beyond the curtain.
I've never been. Well,
people are there.
I know.
I thought it was a petting zoo. The kids went down and oh, please, mate! I sit in 74J, K, E, and F.
See, I'm different. This is interesting, isn't it? This is what 5 Topics of Life's all about. Two blokes that have a fair bit in common have just two extra.
Yeah, I think on a long haul trip, you're entitled to say leave them asleep.
What about?
I'd say leave them asleep all the time.
Would you? What about if you put up? Here's another.
Unless you put a sign on your head.
A sign, exactly.
Wake me up. Or sometimes I've actually been on a flight. I've notified the person next to me
who's asleep.
No, obviously who's awake. I say, if the service comes, I don't wish to be woken.
Is that what you say?
I do.
I'm with you. I think we need to expand this. Just a little note that you pin to your forehead, with a bit of blue tack, perhaps. Just say, "Wake me." Yeah. I'm. That's interesting. We're completely different spectrums, which is unusual. All right, that was good. What have we got next?
Yeah, I'm interested whether people agree. So if you do agree or you disagree on any of the topics, you can go on Twitter at 5 Topics of Life, or at Sparty Talkback, SPARTY Talkback, or at Richie Please, RICHIEPLZ, Richie Please. So there's all plenty of ones that you can have a look at if you like. And if you've got any topics you want us to discuss, because let's face it, we solve problems here. Yeah. We solve problems here, so just let us know.
And what we like is people to create problems that we can then solve.
What about a mate of mine who's dyslexic?
Yeah.
He started to tell me a joke the other day. He said he walked into a bra.
I know what you're going to be doing all day. this website, right? Let's get on to Seinfeld.
Here's our Seinfeld to finish.
Yeah.
Last week it was a Seinfeld character you thought would be a great AFL umpire. This week is, what Seinfeld character do you think would be a star on Married at First Sight?
Yeah, and the background of this is that there was a little bit of a moment.
Well, let's just say the other night, and I've been critical of those, and Phil Gould, a rugby league commentator, a lot of others watching Married at First Sight.
Doesn't he give it a lot of coverage?
Well, Smarty and I ventured out the other night, and in a moment, I said, mate, I got something to confess. I said, I've watched it the last 2 nights. Yeah. We shut it.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about world movies, but actually maths. Now, I can hand on heart, I've never watched it. Obviously, there's massive traffic about it everywhere, so it must be successful. So what is it? We're looking for a character, Seinfeld character, most likely to watch maths. You know who I've got? And this is absolutely appropriate because this is how I felt when you told me. Remember Kevin from the famous Bizarro world?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where everything that you think is normal just suddenly becomes reverse.
Yeah.
That's I was in Bizarro World when you told me, so I'd actually like you to call me Kevin.
You know who I reckon to be a star on there?
Who's that?
He's got a great job.
Yep.
He's got connections.
Yep.
He knows everybody. Jeffrey.
Cousin Jeffrey from the Parks and Wildlife.
From the parks.
Are you talking as a watcher or a contestant?
Uncle Leo's son.
Yeah.
Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey would be a hit at the dinner parties. I think they'd match Jeffrey up with Innes, who, for those watching, Innes is she's out there.
Right. Is she is there any sort of action, so to speak?
Oh yeah, Innes has already had sex, but not with the person she married, with another bloke.
Right. Is it Keys and Bowl stuff, is it?
Oh, this is bold and beautiful stuff.
Yeah, right.
I reckon Jeffrey would be the perfect one. Okay. Uncle Leo were there. They'd interview Uncle Leo on the home visit. They'd go to the home visit. Uncle Leo would be there, and then Morty would come around, and Jerry come around.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you watched it? What are you doing tonight? You watching it tonight?
Yeah,
you are, aren't
I'm
you?
watching it tonight.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I am? I'm not.
Yeah. You know, I'll just say this out there for people that watch it. I think Sam's an absolute the greatest show pony.
Is it a boy or girl, Sam?
A boy.
Right. Yeah.
Carries on
right
like a pork chop.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is he like cut?
I think no.
Metrosexual?
No, I find him a Gordon.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we're putting together our P&C ticket for the school, which we'll talk about next week, we'd be opposing him, or?
Yeah, we'd oppose him.
Yeah.
We'd oppose Sam.
Geez, don't they throw up some
Shopping centre, waterking etiquette, people who treat their pets better, line talkers, sleep on the plane, Seinfeld characters. That was episode 5, topics of life. Sparty, thank you again.
Thanks, mate. Great fun, as always. I've got to go home. If
you want another joke, just let me know. Just give that feedback, because I'm loving it. Stay funny, everybody, and tell someone you love them this week. Bye-bye.
See ya.